Hey there! So as you can see, I'm living in absolute chaos right now because you guessed it right, we're about to give my studio a makeover. Over the past 3 years, I have collected so many art and doll supplies that my once so organized studio has become an absolute disastrous and chaotic black hole where things just disappear at this point. That's why it's time for some decluttering and reorganizing, but I had quite the plan to take things even a bit further. You know me at this point. While planning my makeover, I also finally wanted a really nice backdrop for my videos and came up with the idea to turn my studio, which is also basically like my living room because I'm here all the time except for when I'm sleeping, I'm sure Joe can vouch for that, into a life-size dollhouse. I'm mainly taking inspiration from 90s retro Barbie dollhouses because that's my childhood and my favorite aesthetic. So essentially the plan is to build a dollhouse diorama on this whole wall. It will be like a complete dollhouse with doors to open, and it will have a pink shelf wall on the back with dressers that you can pull out and use as a counter or a table, a fake door with a window that has a screen behind it for some illusion. On one of the doors, a little couch for the life-size Barbie doll to sit on, and on one of the other doors there will also be a vanity. And I will also include a bunch of other cool stuff that is too complicated to explain now, so you just gotta wait and see. Of course, everything will be pink and I am so freaking excited for this. Furthermore, we will also get rid of these shelves and replace them with bigger shelves where my dolls can actually find the space that they deserve and need. And the rest of my studio is also getting a complete declutter and reorganizing as well. But first we need to get things moved out of the way, so how about we do that first? This is a big wall, by the way. Alright, I hope this works. I'm so excited though, holy sh**. Oops, bad word. Stuff. Holy heck. So with all the doll furniture pieces being delivered, the first thing that I wanted to do was building some shelves where I can finally display my dolls properly. And also some more shelves where I can put stuff that I want to display. Joe was actually so sweet and built one of those for me already. And that inspired me to build the second one all by myself. Because apparently I don't have anything better to do on a Sunday afternoon. With that first part of the studio build done, we can now finally start the main build. For that we, however, need to make some more space first and then assemble some dressers, which will become my new counter/table. It'll be part of a huge dresser shelf combo that is actually an IKEA hack that I've seen Dreamloft Studios on Instagram do. Also be careful, that needs to still lay there.
Right.
This needs to stay there, the little pliers, it's the middle of the whole thing. Now I'm taking down the curtain that has been here from the very beginning. That's weird. Alright, so it is the next day. We managed to build one of the dressers yesterday, but now we need to get some paint so we can also paint the furniture. So we are going to the hardware store. And I thought, why not take you along? With a successful hunt at the hardware store, we managed to get some wood to build a wooden frame with wheels that will go underneath the table counter so it will be movable. As you can imagine, remodeling and revitalizing my space to be more creative and reflective of my personality is a huge undertaking. But it's not the only undertaking I've been working on. I'm exploring e-commerce because I heard you guys on Instagram. Thanks to today's sponsor, Skillshare, this was an easy task. I found Mimi Chow's class called Build Your Site and Shop, Beginner's Guide to Shopify and Website Design. It's one of the most comprehensive courses on Shopify that I could find, and I'm so glad to have this resource to start exploring my options on how to get my art into your home. Whether you want to learn how to up your social media game or learn how to start your own creative business, Skillshare has classes that take you from beginner to pro alongside a supportive community. If that's something you're interested in? Then I've got great news for you. The first 500 people who use my link in the description box below will get 1 month of free trial on Skillshare. That's 30 days of unlimited knowledge completely for free. So if you want to unlock your creativity and learn something new, use my link in the description box and get started. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get right back into the studio build. I hope my heating is not too loud right now, but this is going to be such a cool counter. It's not screwed on yet, but I think it's gonna be really freaking awesome. And we also in the hardware store yesterday got some really cool paints. Let me show you. We got this baby pink and this slightly darker pink, and this will be the color this will be painted in, and it's gonna look so cool. But first we have to build some more Billy shelves, so let's do that real quick. Some more shelves together, my dad and me also prepped the counter plate for the new table and ironed on some strips to the side and added a kickboard to hide the wheels before we opened up the paint so we could finally paint the whole dresser combo in my favorite color, pink. These really cute knobs for the dressers on Amazon because they looked so doll-like, and with everything painted we only need to assemble the doors again to the dressers since we had to take them off when we painted them. To make it look like one big shelf, we also will mount the Billy shelves that I put together earlier to the walls with some wooden frames for a strong hold, and then I could also paint these pink. We are still waiting for some materials to arrive for the dresser shelf combo, so in the meantime, to not waste any precious time, we decided to build the door with the screen behind it. I wanted the illusion that my dollhouse has a door to the outside world, and a screen with a changing scenery of backgrounds seemed like the perfect idea for this. I was inspired by this by Nerdforge's wizard study window that they made. Mine won't be nearly as cool as theirs, but I'm still super excited. However, first we need to go onto the attic for some door hunting. I don't know why, but dads always have a stash of the weirdest things that they collected throughout the years. So in fact, my dad actually had an old door stash. Don't ask me why. And we actually found a door that we could use. It used to be the former toilet door from the studio because it used to be a restaurant before. So it was perfect, and now it just needs a cutout for the window. As a screen, I was lucky that my sister just got a new TV and offered me her older one, so I didn't have to buy a screen for this project, which was very good. We mounted it to the wall and Leon sanded and painted the door in the meantime. So how about we finish this bad boy? We need to paint some more things. I still had this little tiny drawer shelf that I bought years ago in a thrift store, and an old antique wooden bench thingy that was rotting on the attic. So in order to make them fit, we decided to paint them in a pale pink that I got earlier in the hardware store. With all the furniture and wall mounts for the studio done so far, we still need to build the walls and doors and the arches on the billy shelves. To make the walls, we will actually use some 5mm Cymopor, which is a PVC hard foam plate that is water resistant and lighter and cheaper than wood. And I will put this 3D brick wallpaper that I found on Amazon on it, so the outside of the house will actually look like kind of a plastic Barbie dollhouse. So how about we do that now? I was also able to get some decorative windows off of Craigslist that we will put to the front doors of the house. But of course we won't put any glass behind it, because a lot of times Barbie doll houses don't have actual glass in it, but you can just stick your fingers through the windows. And I really like this fake look. We simply screwed them to the back of the plate with small screws, and I already had some fun with them. In order to make the walls and sliding doors, we needed to build a wooden frame where we could then mount the slider track on. These are actually for curtains, but since the doors are not too heavy, we hoped it would serve the purpose. We are, after all, not carpenters. With the frame done, we then needed to mount it to the ceiling of my studio, which was not so easy and required some strong arms. And now we just needed to mount the sliders onto the doors and pray for the doll gods that it would work. Now that we have the walls all figured out, my dollhouse obviously needs some side walls so that it actually looks like a little dollhouse room. For that, my dad built a wooden construction on the ceiling. We then decided to glue some vinyl and some flowery wallpaper that I had laying around since more than 3 years now to the inside of the walls, and in the same run also make the arches for the wall shelves. Jetzt machen wir den gleichen Spaß noch auf der anderen Seite.
Genau.
With these final builds now, we only have to finish the last little bits on the dollhouse build before I can go crazy decorating it. I still had an old vanity standing around and an old picture frame that I wanted to use for this dollhouse build. So let's make those last adjustments before we finish this enormous project. Alright, so now that the build is finally done, we can go to the final and the most fun part, decorating. And how about we do that with a nice little decoration montage? Okay, so there's one more thing that I want to do. I want to thank my patrons for the incredible support throughout the years. So I got a bunch of cassette tapes that fit my retro aesthetic. I printed out all my patrons' names onto little strips that I will put onto the back of the cassette tapes, and then I will put these cassette tapes into the shelf behind me. So let's do that. Done. Guess what? We are finally done! After more than 3 weeks of intense building and late nights, I can finally present to you my life-size dollhouse studio. Are you guys ready? Let's go! Yeah, this is my new studio build where I will hopefully create really cool dolls this year and many years to go. I hope you like this different type of video. This is the first time that I ever filmed a build video like this, but I had so much fun making this. We didn't quite manage to declutter everything in my studio yet, but I will keep you guys updated in the next weeks and months on that on my Instagram. Thanks again to all of my patrons for the incredible support. It really means the world to me. And thank you guys so much for watching, and see you very soon with the next big special doll project. Bye! I'm so happy. Ah!